is everybody? I'm so excited. We have a full room. Oh my gosh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Sarah Seamer. I'm a presidential diamond here in Omaha, Nebraska. I want to introduce Ms. Tracy Cartwright.
Hi, Tracy Cartwright, also here from Omaha.
We're sideline teams. So if you have not been to a meeting here before, we just kind of got together. We're one team, one mission, and we bring both teams together and kind of pass knowledge back and forth and tips back and forth, and it's worked, and we love doing it. I have to ask, who here is here for the first time, very first meeting? Awesome.
So awesome.
That's so awesome. I love that. Okay, who here has been in the business, just by show of hands, less than 6 months? Wow. Very cool. Very cool. We are growing like no other, and it's so awesome. So I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. We want to start with just a few announcements here. First one, especially for you guys that are new, is the Ruby bonus. It Works just came out, and we've had it going for the year, and I hope they continue to do it. I think they will. But if you are a new distributor and you just signed on, you have 2 full calendar months to get a $500 Ruby bonus. And Ruby is just the second level in our business. You'll promote to executive and then promote to Ruby. And when you get to Ruby, you're making an average of, they say, $599 a month. And they're going to give you that extra $500 bonus. So if you're here today, hopefully that means you'll get that extra $500 bonus to pay for Christmas, pay cash for Christmas. With this business, we're all about being debt-free. It Works is all about being debt-free, and that's what they're trying to help you do with that Ruby bonus. So.
Okay, next up, and this was a surprise, but a really awesome announcement that you can get your good bonus back. If, sometimes we promote in this business and things happen and we lose those bonuses, you lose your rank, but that's okay. We keep going and we keep rebuilding, but for the month of November, if you lost a bonus that you earned in the year 2015, you can get that bonus back, which is an amazing thing. So we have a lot of people just really busting their fannies to get that bonus back, so that's a huge deal.
And then we have our holiday packs coming out. For those of you that weren't here last year, obviously many of you, we do some really fun holiday packs where the products are discounted even a little bit more. Right now, one of them I know has wraps, defining gel, and a thing of the Fab Wrap in one of them. The other one has
the peel, facials, and the cleanser.
Yeah, it's more of like the skincare. So I know that they're coming out with a third one, and I think that the third one is going to have whatever this new product line is going to be. Everyone has been, on the edge of their seat, and we're supposed to find out on the 6th. I don't know what it is. I've heard rumors of, like, coffee. I've heard rumors of, I know, huh? Spray tan.
Spray tan.
This is It Works Global.
A men's line. I've heard rumors of oils. I don't know. All kinds of different things. But apparently whatever's coming out, they keep dripping hints. They keep saying the word drip. I don't know what that means, but if you pay attention to It Works Global's Facebook page, you'll see Mark Pentecost, Pam Souter, Mike Patillo. They're always giving some really fun hints on what it may be. Sometimes they put things in the background of a picture. We've got people zooming into it, trying to find out, but it's pretty exciting.
No problem.
I don't know how many of you have not tried our new WOW product? Show of hands if you have not tried it. Okay, so this is still a super, super new product. It's going to help wipe out wrinkles. That's why we call it WOW. Does that in 90 seconds. Okay, so it is totally changing my business. I don't know about yours, but I want to put those wraps on people, and then I want to add a sample of WOW. So I love to tell people, if you're going to wrap for $25, I'm going to give you a free sample of WOW, and then I make sure to put it on them and take a before and after picture, because 90 seconds, and you will not believe what it will do to any line or wrinkle or puffiness, dark circles, wipes it out. It's the best stuff.
A couple of tips on the WOW. If you're getting some white residue, that means you're putting on too much. Okay, very, very thin layer. One swipe, you can go back over and tap to rub it in. But a white residue means too much, and it doesn't take
Yeah, I can't
very
really
much
answer
at
questions
all.
right now because it's a meeting.
I would say some
but
people, if you have
it works
drier
global.
skin,
We're a health
and
and
that's
wellness
me,
company.
I have to
You can
moisturize
message
really
me if you have
well
questions.
before I use it. And I know a lot of other people put lip and eye on and then add the wow. So if you're having that problem, that might be your issue if you have drier skin. So just a few tips on it.
Can you guys all hear?
Conference. Conference is coming up soon. So who's going to conference? Woo! It's going to be a party.
You guys that are on, can you hear okay?
Recent announcements have been made for those that did not get their tickets. I would still encourage you to go, even if you didn't.
Can you hear?
You know, they are trying to make some additional arrangements, so just kind of stay tuned on that. The tickets sold out ridiculously fast this year. But stay tuned and let's see. They always take care of us. Stay tuned and see if they do open up more of that.
And just a little thing I wanted to mention. I think I mentioned this to somebody who was a distributor and has been for a while, but she didn't know it, and I want to make sure you guys knew it. Did you know that we were just named top 15 in the direct sales companies in North America?
Woohoo! Let's see some R's for that, guys. That's awesome.
Huge. That's huge. Did you know that our rank right now is 290 from last year's placement of 436 on Inc.'s 500 fastest growing private companies? Okay. So that's huge. So we literally have grown 1,565% in 1 year. And as you can see, there's so many new people here. That's why you're here in the right place at the right time. I want you guys to put those little things in your head, and when you're talking to potentials, when you're talking to people, business partner, and a ground floor, huge opportunity, and I'm excited about it, especially with the new products coming out. We have huge things that are about to happen, especially when we get to conference. So it's exciting.
Absolutely, yeah. Last but not least, if you were here with us last year, we did a little Christmas party. We are going to do it again. And in December, we are going to party. We're going to go back to Voodoo Taco because they have a room big enough for us.
And they're amazing.
Food is pretty addictive, thus the 20 pounds. It's not like that.
Queso and chips.
Yeah, queso and chips. So stay tuned for information on that. It's going to be December 15th. It's going to be a Wednesday from 7 to probably 9-ish. We didn't say too long last week. It's a weeknight and, you know, all that stuff. But anyway, so December is pretty chock full of stuff. There's the cruise for those going in the first week. Second week is typically our new distributor training and team wrap party, and then third week is going to be that. One of them's got to go. Okay, so we're not going to do just 3 weeks in a row. So please stay tuned to see what schedule. We haven't decided which one's going to give for the month of December, but something will. So it can't be the cruise.
No, the
Cruise is not how we schedule that. So anyway, but we'll set up an event for the Christmas party for those who want to go. It's completely optional. It's not at all mandatory. We'll have to cap the attendance a little bit, but we are going to open it to spouses as well. So it's going to be $20 a head for, you know, food buffet, sodas, a beer, desserts, all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of fun that we did that last year. So stay tuned for that. But again, totally optional. Don't feel like you have to go to that. And we will do some type of a charity drive associated with that. We haven't decided what we're going to do with it, but we will announce all of that coming up in the next probably week or so. So pay attention if you do want to go, get your ticket because they probably will sell out. There's only so many places that can handle our size, so which is good.
All right, I'm going to hand the mic over to Miss Amanda Roush. She has someone amazing to introduce to you guys.
Hello, guys. We have an amazing guest speaker here tonight with us. I had the honor to meet her through Mo Lampy back in February, I think. And she came to a private team training that I had for my team at a hotel. And she was incredible. Liz saw her walk in today, and she's like, oh my God, is she speaking again? She's awesome. So we're really excited to have Melinda Jensen come on up here. She's been very successful in network marketing before, and she is currently a very successful real estate agent in the area. So we're very honored to have her here. So take out pens and paper. You will want to take some notes, I promise you. This is going to be awesome.
Okay, so Hillary, Tracy, Amanda, Sarah don't know I'm going to say this, but I'm going to start out with this right now. If you are new, if you have never gone to a conference before, if you are existing and you have gone to conference before, but you're in a different place in your business now than you were then, go to conference. If there's anything else you do, and I don't know when your conference is. Okay, how many of you know people in your life who are going to ask you this Christmas, what are we supposed to get you for Christmas? And you go, I don't know. I have every pot holder. I have every mixer. I have every, what are those coffee things called? Thank you. You can tell I don't drink coffee. Mine is Diet Pepsi for breakfast. I have all those things. So how about giving me money toward moving my life forward in my business? You will never understand what your company's about. You will never understand what your potential is until you take the time to experience a national conference in a direct sales business. So please think about that before you automatically say, no, I'm not going. No, I can't afford a babysitter. There will be a lot of things that you can afford in the years looking forward if you take the time now to go and stop. And then instead of saying when your children say to you, Mom, can I go to this basketball game? Or can I go to this wrestling tournament? It's not an or, it will become an and, because you'll be able to do so much more because you've moved your business forward and are successful in it. Okay, unspoken announcement. I just want to let you know it's super important to get to go to conference. I would have never been where I was in direct sales had I not gone to conference the first 3 months I was in it, and I only went because I was told to. Actually, I was too stupid to say no. How's that? Okay, you guys cannot even know how passionate I am about being here. You also don't even have a clue how wonderful direct sales is in someone's life. And there is no other business that I have found in my entire life, and again, I didn't even know I could be an independent businesswoman until I was 39. There is no business that you will ever find that is as supportive, the friends that you will make, and a company that will be behind you 150%. So I tell young women, I'll say, I don't care whatever else you do, I don't care what company you're a part of, go into direct sales to learn about yourself. So, that being said, I rewrote my opening while I was sitting in the car before I came in again for the 5th time today. So forgive me. Well, first of all, hopefully you're ready to have some fun. Second of all, can we talk? All of you know Joan Rivers. Not that I'm a huge fan of hers, although I did enjoy some of her craziness and her fun. But we really need to talk. And I don't mince words, as you've probably already figured out. I'm going to just say it straightforward, just like it is. I am passionate about caring and communication. Everything that I have done and been successful at is what I learned in Weekenders, the private company that I was with, a drug sales company. But more than that, it has carried over into the real estate business. And everything, again, that I learned on caring and communication was from Weekenders. If you build your business on those two things, you can handle the rest. If you define yourself in your business as a communicator and a caring person, you can handle the rest. That doesn't mean you won't get rejections. And it doesn't mean that you won't get any no's or less no's, but it may help you to realize that your business is not about you. It is about the customer, the hostess. Can you guys all hear me? No. Oh. No. The new distributor, and about your new client who's buying clothes. Oh gosh, buying clothes now. All right, never mind. Buying your product. Sometimes we talk so much about our business that we forget about the caring and the communication part, and we just make it all a business. And our foundation all the way around has got to be about caring and communication. So we're going to talk about 4 points. They gave me 30 minutes. I'm probably done with 10 already. Okay, communication. What? Phone is not a 4-letter word. Do you all hear that? Phone is not a 4-letter word. Okay, number 2. We're going to talk about depression numbers in women. Sorry, guys. We're going to talk about rejections from people. Are you listening to what they're saying? And number 4, we're going to talk about why in the world does it take so long for people to make a decision? Any of you pointing your finger at yourself there? Okay, so how many of you today, if I asked in this room, get to spend too much time with your friends? How many of you feel like you have the most support in your life that you need? Okay, so some of you do. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so whether you feel like it or not, or you just started realizing it, the business that you are in is about communication. Would you agree? Yes. And friendship, but again, many of us place too much weight on the business side of things, and that's how we treat it, and we forget to show our caring side. So what I challenge you to do is start thinking about how you're going to let your caring side show. Okay, how many of you how many of you get evites? How many of you get Facebook invites? How many of you get mail upon mail? Even my Edward Jones guy will send me mail, and then he'll say, I sent you that information on that one investment. And I'm like, really? You think I'm going to open everything I get to read? Not in a million years. So, those of you who are 20 to 40, would you stand? Okay. How many of you send back a response, yes or no, when you get an Evite or a Facebook invitation? Raise your hand. Raise them high. I want to see, and everybody turn around. Okay, you guys sit down. Thank you. Those of you over 40, if you don't mind letting us know your age, stand up.
Look at all these.
How many of you answer or respond to an Evite or a Facebook invitation? Raise your hand. Okay. So, if you think about that when you are communicating with your customers or doing your invitations, think about how many of them are not going to respond. But yet we kind of all look around and go, why are people showing up? It's not my fault. Okay? We always like to blame it on somebody else. All right. Some of you, well, I usually get 20 to 40 at least, 40 to 60 emails a day. I get about 30 to 40 phone calls a day and probably 40 to 50 texts. And that's not talking about the returning ones or the ones coming back. That's what I get. So if you think about other people that you know in your life that are in a business where they're serving other people, you know that a lot of people are getting really tired of all of the, Twitter, tweet, Instagram, Facebook. And so the most important thing in your business is going to be the personal touch. Hands down. I have a daughter who's 33. I taught her well. She was a good communicator, and it helped that her mom was in the direct sales business because I thought she learned a lot. After high school and in high school, I guess she was working at Picture People, if any of you remember when they were at the mall. She also, in the past, had done a lot of other stuff where she had to have communication skills. In the last while, I've noticed that she tends not to be so communicative. When I think of somebody communicating, I think of somebody who's interested in you, who will ask you questions, who will try and find out more about you. My husband and I took a trip to the Grand Canyon in September, and not once after she got home and they were over at our house visiting did she ever say, hey Mom, did you have a great time, or what'd you see, what'd you like, all that kind of stuff. A couple weeks ago we made a trip to Sioux City, and she and I, it was just the two of us, and I said, you know, Jill, I have really noticed that your communication skills are going downhill. I thought, you need to know what I as a mom are seeing, and most of you know what's going on with the younger generation, that pretty soon all of us just could go into our own business teaching people how to communicate. So anyway, I had that conversation with her. So How can we learn to meet the needs of other people, ladies and gentlemen, if we're not asking questions? Okay? You're sitting out there sending all this stuff out by email or Facebook. You know what I'm talking about. All of us in real estate have been told over and over again, as many of you probably have, that technology or sending emails is a source of, you guys know? Information. Do you know that? A phone call, a letter, is a source of communication. Huge difference. Okay, think about your life. Think about your business. How much do you care or show your hostesses, your clients, your team members how much you care? Okay, women in depression. Guess what, ladies? Depression number in women is higher than it's ever been in recorded history. This is from the numbers from Mental Health of America and Healthline and National Institute of Mental Health. Depression in women, 25 to 44, is the highest since it's ever started being recorded. More than half of the women surveyed believe it is normal to be depressed after menopause. More than half the women believe that depression is a normal part of aging. Now, when I was in Weekenders, a direct sales company I was a part of, we found out, through information that was shared with us, that most of us aren't getting a lot of support that we need. If you go back, okay, so I'm old, I'll be 60. You go back to 1960s, you go back to 1950s, women were doing lots of things together. Now today, what are we doing? Going to work. If we're blessed, we're staying home. We're with kids. We come home, we make dinner, we do laundry, we run, we go to bed, we're passed out, we start all over the next day. Whoever fills our cup. Do any of you ever feel guilty when your friends want to get together and do something? Yep, I heard yep, okay?
Yep, every single day.
But yet, when you go, you come back and you're so refreshed and revitalized. Okay, how many of you have had a party in the last 6 months and the women there said that they had a great time? Oh, imagine that. Okay, so somebody share. Why did they have a good time? What did they say? Support, okay. They needed to get out of the house. Adult conversation. Yes, like they didn't go out in public and say, oh, I have to go potty. As an adult, how many times? Okay, how about the guys got to bond with the kids? You know, all those wonderful things. So, when you are talking to someone who might possibly host us a party, bring up the fact that they're not doing something for themselves as much as they might be doing it for the women in your life. Get them out of the house. Get them to enjoy. And we'll talk about that in the rejections just a little bit. Again, no support, no time with friends. Women have different needs than men, yet many of us work in a male-dominated world or business, and the family and the whole situation with family and work does not allow us to have any time with friends. You know, as life changes, I don't really think that God took something out of a woman to make her so she doesn't need her cup filled. Anybody agree?
Yes.
You know, it hasn't changed anything. It's just like, oh, I'm an old RN, by the way. You know, in the olden days, when they took out a gallbladder, people were in the hospital like 3 to 7 days. Obviously, it wasn't laparoscopically. Okay, now they kick you out the same afternoon you have a gallbladder, your gallbladder out laparoscopically. Really, do you think our body heals any quicker than it used to? No. So in a woman's life, do we need less support than we used to 20 years ago or 30 years ago? Absolutely not. We need time together. Those of you who have been in a business, oh, we already did this, less than a year. Okay. All right. Okay, For those of, okay, raise your hand again if you have been in the business less than a year, and I don't mean to, no, don't put it down, and have not been told at a party that someone had fun. Come on, don't be scared. Okay, what I would challenge you is if you're new to this business and you don't feel like you're having fun, go pick somebody who you think would be fun and go to a party with them. You know, not everybody's got a fun personality. Hey, I'm telling you, if you would have seen me way back when, holy cow, and it hasn't changed much, but anyway. Yeah. Two of my infamous team members are here. But go mentor someone. I have agents, I mentor new real estate agents quite a bit, and they'll come to open houses with me and they'll go, God, you talk to everybody. Well, of course we talk to everybody. That is what makes you successful, because you care and you want to find out how you can help somebody else. If it's all about you, believe me, you're not thinking about helping them. The other thing that I will do with new realtors is, and again, you'll pick this up right away. New realtors, are there any realtors in here? Yay! Okay, no, realtors, lots of times, they'll tell you to get new business from calling expired listings. So listings that haven't sold, and yet listings that haven't sold but have died because they're still out there. And so they'll tell the agent to go call those people. What I hear is somebody calling, like they call Sarah and say, hey, I see your listing expired. What kind of issues did you have? Where do you think that the agent failed? On and on and on, what would you have done differently, kind of thing. Instead of just making a phone call that says, hey, this is Melinda Jensen with Heartland Properties, and I'm here to help. How can I help you? You've turned it into, it's not about you, it's about them and how you can help. And ladies, the minute, and I just can't even begin to tell you how passionate I am about this, the minute you change your business to the fact that it is about somebody else and it's not about you, any of you ever get a rejection, come home and say, I'm never going to do this again? Yeah. Tracy, okay. Yeah. Any of you drive 100 miles and get a $20 sale and go, I'll never do that again, and I don't care who that hostess introduced me to, I'm not going to see any of her people because they're all losers. Okay? What? Okay, again, we need to remember it's not about us. Let's see. Okay, so the next time that you want to invite someone to a party or instruct a hostess, maybe rather than, I don't know if you guys send out your own evites for each hostess or what you do, I would challenge you to make a phone call to each, not one, not two, not half. Each of the guests on her guest list, get a phone number. Make a phone call to them and say, I'm Tracy with It Works. I would like to come and have you join us for an evening of fun for, if it's an hour, say an hour. If it's an hour and a half, say an hour and a half. Do not, whatever you do, say it's going to be 45 minutes when you know it's going to be an hour and a half. If somebody knows that they cannot trust you initially, why would they trust you in business? Okay? Just like sharing a business opportunity. If you know it's going to take an hour to share a business opportunity, don't tell somebody, I'll meet you over lunch, I'll just take a half hour, and you make them late. Okay? Okay, so think about the personal touch. Oh, and for those of you who hate making calls, we all hate making calls. Agents in our office will go all the time, oh, but you love being on the phone. Oh, you love talking to people. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding. I would rather shut my door. I'd rather go home and never pick up the phone all evening. And that is the truth, because I'm tired and I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. So you all have a decision to make whether you're going to make those calls or not. One of the things I used to do is have everybody go buy an egg timer. Now, you guys all have timers on your cell phones. But that timer is not the same as an egg timer, and being able to look at the visual of that sand flowing through the hourglass. That's a soap opera, I think. It used to be a soap opera. Anyway, get an egg timer and watch that sand go through there. and figure out how many phone calls you can make in a 3-minute timer, during a 3-minute timer. You know, okay, if you had twice as many people showing up at your parties, would it make a difference? Because you guys took maybe 15 minutes and made 3 or 4 phone calls. And oh, by the way, what if during that phone call, you found out just one thing about that person that you're inviting, so that when they walk in the door, you can say, oh, yes, hi, this is Sarah. And did you know that she's the sister-in-law of Tracy? You know, what if you knew that? What does that set you up? How does that help your success of the evening if you've already bonded with someone? Don't take the lazy way out. Well, okay, so this is what used to happen in my union. The women would say, yes, we're doing business. Wow, look at the money. And the guys would say, well, what are you doing? I haven't seen any. Any of you can? Yeah, okay. So you're saying that, and it's like, well, how in the world are you supposed to make money if you're not doing what you're supposed to do? You expect people to just walk up to you and say, oh, by the way, you must sell It Works. I would love to have some of your product. Do you expect that to happen? But we think it, because that's how easy this business is supposed to be. We don't have to work at it. Mo and Marianne over here used to know, in the olden days, I would dress up in a weekender outfit. And I would try and look good, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I would try and look really good. And I couldn't come home until I sold it. That doesn't mean I gave it to the person when they bought it from me, but you know what I'm saying. I could not go home. And we're going to talk about a couple of challenges before I'm done. So, okay, so talking about me a minute before we get to rejection. My favorite word, rejection. Okay, causes us not to sleep at night. Causes us want to eat more hamburgers and french fries. Really? I was a party snob, guys. I never did one single party. Never. And I never let those Mary Kay people in my house. Okay, I'm going to go back because I skipped something, so I'm going to just tell you this. First of all, I was an RN for 20 years. Then I fell into this direct sales business and was part of a company where in the end of the first year, I worked my way into management, and then I was in the top 10 of all 500 to 600 managers for 8 of the 12 years. Then after that, I went into real estate because I saw kind of bad decision-making the companies were making, and I've been kind of in the 1%, the top 1% of all agents since I started in the last 10 years. So I kind of have fun. Now, you say, why'd you say that? Because I'm not going to come back to that. I wanted to give you a little bit of credibility. So, no one would have never, ever in a million years asked me to sell clothes. Do I look like a clothes person? I look really good tonight. This is a really good one. Did you know that if you wear one color, all the way, top and bottom, you look much thinner? Just thought I'd let you know that. I'm going to tell you, too, for those of you who go, oh, I can never do this, I'm such a loser, or women in your life tell you, oh my gosh, I'm such a loser, I can never do direct sales. You can tell them about me. Anyway, my first training as a new manager, we got videoed. Very sad, as after the day when I looked, I have this kind of beautiful, thin face with perfect makeup always, and gorgeous long blonde hair. Just kidding. And my face shape has never changed. It's always been round. And that day when they videotaped me, I also had a round collar on my shirt. And on top of that round collar on my shirt, or round neckline, I should say, I had a round scarf. Can you believe that it looked like my head sat right on my shoulders? And I thought, and look at me, I'm selling clothes. How much better does it get? Okay. Now, who of you in this room? Oh, by the way, where is that? Okay.
Yeah, she is.
Amanda blew these out. But I'm going to pass these around and start one in the front, one in the back. If you can see, this person right here in the black, that was me when I was the #1 manager in the company. Again, who would have bought clothes from me? Okay. Now, the reason I say that, again, of course, has to do with prejudging, but more than that, it has to be and have to do with the fact that you communicate and you care about the people that you meet all the time. Okay, we're going to talk about hostess rejections. Oh, by the way, who's this business about? Them, not about you. Okay, so what are the rejections we hear when we ask somebody to have a party for us? What? Somebody said?
Too busy.
Too busy? No. How about people who say, I have no friends? Why do they not have friends?
They just moved here.
Who said what?
They just moved here.
Okay, they just moved here?
They don't have any friends.
Okay, cool. So what would you like to say back to them? Let's just play this for a second.
Well, you found me. Hi, friends. Who does your hair?
Oh, I haven't found a hairdresser yet.
Who's your babysitter?
Oh, we don't have kids.
Do you go to church? What grocery store do you shop at?
Oh, I'm just kind of checking them all out yet.
Still for buying groceries.
Yeah, but I go to a different one every week.
Okay, well, that means you have different people you can meet every week. Each cashier is a new person.
Each cashier, yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Okay, what about inviting a few friends in the neighborhood, or not friends,
Absolutely.
people, neighbors in the neighborhood just to come so that you can meet them?
Right.
Okay, no room. How do you want to handle a no room objection?
Have it in my
Have it at
house.
my house. Okay. My girls have heard me say before. Good job. Okay. My girls have heard me say, we used to say, you write up or you sell product to one room, and then you go to the other area to write up the offer. Is that what they still tell you guys to do? So people don't, not offer, sorry, real estate. You write up the sale.
Order, whatever.
Yes. You go to a different room so nobody knows how much you ordered. Okay, well, I told the girls, and they know this, my closing station would be in a bathroom. I could sit on the toilet. I could put the stuff, line up my paperwork on the counter where the bathroom, where the sink was, and they could sit on the bathroom or the shower. You guys can make anything work. You're creative. Okay? Don't do parties. What do we do? How do you counter that one? Okay.
I call them sample nights, and I just say, well, let's not call it, I just usually turn it back and I say, well, let's not call it a party, let's just get together and sample some stuff. And that breaks the ice a lot.
And if that is the case, have any of you ever heard about asking people to come over? We'll talk just a second about this a little bit more. About coming over just to get their opinion. Okay. Get their opinion. How about no time to make food?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Don't need food. Oh yeah, but my friends won't come if I don't make something.
You can make them a bottle of water.
Okay. And I always said if you feel like you need food, I'll bring a bag of Oreo cookies. What'd you say? Oh, okay. See, and I don't do that. I always told people that if you're drinking and having wine and stuff like that, especially if people have too much, they won't be able to make a decision because a confused mind always says no. Okay? Confused mind always says no. Okay, what about their husband doesn't like to have parties? This is easy. Get rid of the husband. No, I'm just kidding. Now, all right, going back to this, those are all things that we hear. How many of you think that those are real? Excuses. Fear, okay? And what we always learn is that the first two excuses that someone makes is usually not the real excuse. So usually if I heard one excuse from someone, I would say something like this. How many of you are familiar with the feel, felt, found, comfort words, comfort sentences? Okay. So I would be the one that would say, you know, I don't know if this is part of your hesitation or not, but one of the things I used to see is that women would feel that their friends would be pressured into buying. Did you feel that way tonight? Because I understand. Do you think any of your other friends tonight felt the same way? What are most of the time are they going to say? No. I know how you feel. I used to feel the same way. What I found was, so Phil found your comfort words. Last but not least, remember, you can ask for help. You can ask to practice. You can ask for people's opinion. When I started my business, they still vouch, I made, listen to me say, I made, all of my 2 coordinators do 2 shows a week, 2 parties a week. How many of you do 2 parties a week? Ooh, losers. Okay. Really? But social media doesn't win you business. It's okay. Okay, can we talk? No, all right, I'm going to finish this and we'll come back and talk. So when I started out, the girls know this. I did 2 parties a week, and I didn't care if I had to call a dog. I'm serious about coming. All right. When I started in Weekenders, we'll go back. I was not a clothes person. I hated direct sales. A person one day, a cute little blonde person, came to the surgery center that I helped open in Dakota Dunes in Sioux City and had this duffel bag of clothes. I could see a lot of the women were excited about putting them on. I put something on, even though I hated clothes. I'm a church organist, pianist. The good thing about the skirt was it covered my legs, so I knew nobody could see anything they weren't supposed to when I was sitting in the organ bench. That is the honest to God truth. Would I have ever paid $35 or $40 for a shirt? No, I had 3 kids, 10, 12, and 13 at the time. I had no money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. So, I took the clothes off, went home, didn't think anything about it. I had lived in Papillion for 20 years. The next day, she's talking to some other cute little nurse about selling the clothes. Not me. Those of you who've seen my picture, you know why. Okay? She was not talking to me. I said to her finally, I said, you know what? How about if I give you a name of all my Papillion business friends that work at Quest and etc. You go down there, sell them the clothes. Would you be willing to give me like 10% of what you make? She said, no, if you want your friends to find out about the clothes, you have to sell them yourself. I don't know, what does it cost on an average for someone to come into the It Works business? Whoa, we had 1,100. I went home. I wrote and emptied our savings account. Remember how many parties had I gone to? None. Remember how much I loved clothes? Not. And I started my business. Now, in that case, I had to communicate myself into the conversation. So you guys need to think who you're missing out on because you're not communicating and you're not listening. When do you know this story? You've heard it a million times. So, from that I was able to quit nursing in less than April 1st, April Fool's Day I quit. I had started Weekenders in June. By year 3 I was making a 6-figure income. I was being blessed to travel around the world by a company who spoiled me rotten. Nobody will ever spoil me again like that. So, for those of you who are sitting out here, what in the world is wrong with you that you are not having 2 parties a week and building your team?
Do you want to do a party?
If I do, I have to do one for Mo. So, okay. So, how would 2 parties a week you guys change your business in the next 90 days? Yeah, it absolutely would change your business. And again, remember, I didn't even know what the clothes were like. What I saw is the same thing you guys see. You see how your product helps women. Some of you might not have even been or had any success with the product. Really doesn't make any stinking difference. What if it doesn't help? What if you're a guy selling this product and you've never even used the product? It's not about you. It's about who you are offering the product to and you communicating with them to find out what their needs are. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, some of you guys are probably going, oh my gosh, I can't do this for 90 days. Thanksgiving's coming. Christmas is coming. I'm not going to have any time on my schedule. How am I going to do this? I already have to get a part-time job. See what I'm saying? Lots of fun times right now for women to be hostesses. You can invite a few friends over. Why? Their house is decorated. Why else? Oh, maybe some of them have done some baking. Maybe they want to have a cookie exchange. I'm sure your leaders have some wonderful ideas for the holidays. One I'll toss at you. You could take and wrap, each of you guys can bring this for your hostesses if you want to, wrap like 5 or 6 different gifts. Maybe a discount inside or an extra piece that they get for free once they book their own party, once they have a $200 order, whatever you guys would want to do with it, but just something fun that you can do for the holidays. Again, ladies, if you don't have hostesses, have them yourself. Everybody you know who doesn't know about your product needs to give you their opinion, or you need to practice. Hands down. Okay. Quickly, 6 levels of acceptance. Did you know that all of us don't go from point A to point E in 1 minute? You go, why don't people get this right away? Why don't people hop on board right away with this? Do you know that we have to hear something 6 times in order to accept an idea? 6, not once. I went from 1 to 6 immediately, but most people don't. Okay, here's your 6 levels. Write them down. Number 1, total rejection. I'm never doing a party. Number 2, partial rejection. I'll give you more examples of this in a second. Number 3, partial assimilation. Number 4. Oh, sorry.
What's 3?
3 is partial assimilation. Oh, ASS. IMILATION. Partial acceptance and total acceptance. So I'll go over total rejection, partial rejection, partial assimilation, total assimilation. Oops. Then partial acceptance, and then total acceptance. Now, the best example I can give is thinking about writing thank you notes. Think about writing a thank you note. I'm not writing a thank you note. I'm too young. I don't know what to say. I can't spell the words right. Okay. Your mother stood over you and she said, "You will write this thank you note and I will help you." You still throw a fit. Partial assimilation, you started writing it with her help. Total assimilation, you said, I can do that. Partial acceptance, you knew no matter what, after you got a gift, had to write a thank you note. And total acceptance, there was no question, you just did it. For some reason, all of us expect that when we bring a new idea, customer, hostess, possible new distributor, she's going to get it right away. Right? That's all the time we have. You get offered once. I'm only asking once. I'm not calling you. right? How many times did I just say? 6 times. Did you know? These are such fun statistics. And right now I'm kind of a loser in real estate. I'm having like the slowest month I've had in like 9 years. It's making me crazy. But you know what? I'm lazy. Okay. 44% of salespeople quit after 1 call. 24% quit after the 2nd call. You know what book I'm taking this from? 14% quit after the 3rd call. 12% quit after the 4th call. What that means is 94% of salespeople don't give themselves a chance to earn 60% of the business out there. So are you going to be one of those people that quits after number 1, says my feelings are hurt, I'm going to go home and pout? Or a week later, are you going to go back and call her for the 2nd time and say, I had a great time, I would love to do a party with you? Or are you going to call her back in 30 days and say, gosh, another month has gone by. Has anything in your life changed? Because I would sure love to get together with you. You're going to call her back in May and say, did your oldest child graduate and did you have a fun graduation party? Because wow, I would sure love to get together with you. And it's about who?
That.
Exactly. So, who are you leaving out? Yes.
What book did you get the statistics?
Success Principles by John Maxwell.
Oh, good one.
And, oh shoot, his other partner in crime, who's really good. Anyway, it's kind of like my Bible other than the Bible. So here's your challenge for me for the next 30 days. If you do it, I'll send you a business card. How's it? No, I'm just kidding. All right. I would like each of you to have 2 parties. No, I'm not. I would like each of you to ask a relative or a friend. Why not? Just a minute. No. I would like each of you just in the next 30 days. That's wrong. Oh, okay. No. Okay, thank you. All right. I would like you to ask. Okay, yeah, that's right. Great. I want you to have 2 women in your life, a relative or a friend. Ask them to be a hostess for you because some crazy woman came to talk to you and you need to do it. How do women react when you need help? I need your help. This was a challenge. Again, friend or relative, ask them to have a party for you. 30 days, December 3rd. By the way, you guys all know it's November 3rd and I have open-toed shoes on. All the rest of you probably do too. Okay, number 2. Share the fun and the business opportunity with 2 women that you have met in the last 30 days. Raise your hand right now if you have met somebody fun in the last 30 days you'd like to see again. Okay. Do you honestly think you will see them again if you don't do business with them?
No.
Okay. If you called them, what would you say? One of you volunteer. Somebody volunteer. What would you say? Okay, go ahead.
I would say, I had such a great time meeting you the other night at Patty's party.
Right.
Patty's specifically doing something right now. And, we talked about getting together. I really want to do that. I don't want us to miss the connection that we made. So let's get together and talk about our lives, see what we can share.
Okay, so did you say I'd like to share this business opportunity with you?
At that time, I did.
When you made the phone call or at the time you met at the party?
Meeting, we talked about it.
Okay, and I would reiterate that again. I'd like to share the business. Okay, and then, just quickly, what are you going to hear? I have no time. I don't have any time to get together. And this is what I used to say to people when I called them. Love to see you again. When can we get together? It'll take about an hour. And they'd say, No time. And I said, you know what? You have to eat. So can we do this breakfast? Can we do this at lunch? Can we do it right after work? Can we do it in the evening after your kids are in bed? Who is it about? Exactly. So have some fun with that. And besides, if somebody called you and said that to you, how would you feel? If somebody wanted to do business with you? Like to care about you? They thought you were a nice person? And then last but not least, and again, we're only talking 30 days. What was the first one? You have to ask 2 people to be hostesses for you. Okay, number 2, what's the next one you're going to do? Okay. Now, for those of you who are new that have never done this before, I'm guessing Sarah, Tracy, Mo, any of those guys, Amanda, will be more than happy to come with you. My goal always was to share the business opportunity 3 times a week, not twice a month, 3 times a week. You know what I always wanted though? I always wanted one of them to postpone to the next week because then that meant I already have somebody. See, I really am lazy. And the third thing, have 2 parties a week for the next 30 days. And I don't care who you invite. I don't care if you invite all of your daughter's best friends. I'm serious. I don't care if you invite your son's girlfriend or the son. I don't care. You get people in off the street that need to know about your product. And the reason I say that, just like when I'm doing open houses, it only takes one person to know one person. Remember, caring and communication is the name of the game.
Thank you. Do we have some light bulbs with that? I don't know if you guys did, but I did. If you guys can't tell, this meeting is going to be all about parties. And the reason why is I've spoken with a lot of my leaders lately, and I know that we have a business that we can leverage with social media. I know how important social media is, and we're all using it. We're doing a great job with it. But sometimes we got to go back to the basics. Sometimes we just have to get in front of people and make real life connections with people. I don't know about you, but when I'm making a post on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm hoping that someone messages me, you know, hey, I want to wrap. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, you're just kind of like, you're doing the best you can. You're hoping someone calls. It's just not good. But when I get in a room full of even just 4 people, and I just share with them the products that we have, I usually walk out with loyal customers and distributors, every single one of them. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to break. But we're going to talk about what to do at a party. Because I know a lot of you, show of hands, how many of you have never had a party and do not feel bad, because I know that so many of you are new, but how many of you really have not had an actual party and you're nervous about it? Because you just haven't done it. It's just the unknown. So Hillary and I are going to give you guys our best party tips when we come back. So we're going to break, and we're going to kind of show you guys how we do it.
Okay, you guys, we'll see you back for part 2 in a little bit. Bye.